Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to another video. In this video, I want to give my Carolina Panthers 2017 preview. Now, I'm late. The season starts this week. As a matter of fact, the game starts Thursday with the Patriots facing the Kansas City Chiefs. And, of course, you got your game Sunday, which I believe the Panthers play the 49ers. Not exactly sure the first game. Give me 1 second. Yes, the Panthers play the 49ers. I'm going to go through the entire schedule, but I want to talk about the roster. And, of course, earlier I did a video like breaking down the draft, the draft picks, and what I thought overall about the draft, and what they brought in free agent-wise, which, let's just be real, biggest thing was bringing in and pretty much having both Matt and Ryan Khalil in there. That's probably the biggest thing they've done. So I would say they have improved the offensive line. Got rid of Michael Orr. That's addition by subtraction. He was terrible last year. They brought in Taylor Moton, who, of course, the rookie. I talked about him in the draft breakdown video. He's gonna help at that right tackle position. He's not the starter, but he's gonna help at that position. Could possibly become a starter in the future. Of course, you got Christian McCaffrey at running back. My issue is they didn't bring another power runner. Because, McCaffrey more of that hybrid back who can run between the tackles, can run outside, great pass catcher. They still got old Jonathan Stewart. This is his 10th season. He's had problems with injuries, and you can expect at this point for him to really start to break down. Still got Fozzie Whitaker, Cameron Artis Payne for some reason. I would have liked for them to bring in a free agent. You didn't have to draft nobody. It was free agents. You could have got another power runner out there because there was guys out there you could have got. Curtis Samuel, the guy from Ohio State, who was a guy who can line up in the backfield. He's a guy who can be a threat out of the backfield. He's a fast guy. He can be a returner. So I do like this. It adds more speed. Damiere Byrd, second year in the league, another fast guy. If you saw him in preseason, he's a really fast guy. Problem is between Damiere Byrd, Curtis Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey, there's not a lot of experience. It's not to say these guys aren't good, but it's not a lot of experience, so you're relying on some pretty young guys. Kelvin Benjamin, really bad year last year. Really bad. Coming off, of course, I would consider last year his sophomore year, just because his actual sophomore year, he got hurt. He had the ACL injury, didn't play at all in the regular season. So I would consider last year's sophomore season. So hopefully he can bounce back. Cam Newton, how's his health? He played in the third preseason game. Are we gonna see him regular season in good shape? I believe he's gonna be in good shape, but game shape is totally different thing than being in practice than being in the game where you gotta play a full game. And that just requires more energy. So we have to see how he's gonna play come the regular season. We just won't know. He'll have a definitely got a favorable matchup against the 49ers. So good for that. Don't have to play with nobody really tough. Devin Funchess, never liked this pick when they did grab him 3 years ago. The guy cannot get open. And honestly, with Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess, you probably have two of the slowest receivers in football starting. Really didn't like this guy. Thought they should have went and got somebody, got some speed. And used Devin Funchess as a guy who, goal line guy. He's really tall. Not that good of a blocker despite his size. I never liked this guy on the team. I always wanted someone else. I didn't like when he got drafted. Just going back and looking at the games, I just looked at him. It's like, yeah, he's not really fast. He came out of college. He was playing tight end. Now they switching to receiver. How is he going to get open? Clearly, they brought him in because of size. Moving over to the defense. Oh, and the other guy that they drafted, the fullback, Alex Armah, apparently he got cut. Which, that's when they did the 53-man roster cuts. He was up there as one of the guys that got cut. could possibly bring him back. But I was surprised because now there's not a fullback on the roster. Defensively, most of the guys are essentially the same. Mario Addison is now the starter at that right defensive end. No Connie Ely, who was sent to the Patriots. Then I believe the Patriots cut him, so I don't know exactly where he's at now. Of course, Shaq Thompson is the outside linebacker. Of course, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, James Bradbury is going to be at that. This is his second year. I actually like this guy. He was dealing with some injuries last year, but he definitely has the size. So hopefully he has a better season. They brought in Captain Munderland. Of course, they brought in Mike Adams, who this guy's a bit older at that safety position, but he definitely has the experience. I feel as though on paper, secondary is better, but we'll have to see. With just them bringing Captain Munderland in, who had a good year in Minnesota, and is a guy who, of course, the Panthers had. You're going back a few years, he was on the Panthers. He's going to be that nickel corner, and Kurt Coleman was all right. But I feel as though on paper, this secondary is better. I said that last year. But I really do, with the addition of Captain Munderland. Corn Elder, I believe, is on IR. That's why he's not showing up right now on the depth chart. So, he's on IR. So, we don't know when we'll see him with a knee injury. But he's another guy who they drafted to really help that secondary. So, hopefully, he'll be able to play sometime this season. Deshaun Hall is another guy at the defensive end that they drafted in. Fast guy. Hopefully he put on a little bit of muscle because he was kind of undersized in terms of weight, but definitely has potential. Just looking at the game tape, I went back and looked at all the game tape for all the guys. Of course, they brought Julius Peppers back. It was probably his last year. Who knows what he can provide? He's probably gonna. He's going to get a lot of playing time because, they like this. Most teams like to bring in defensive linemen every now and then, of course, to relieve another, or depending on situations or passing situations, they want their guys who can get after the quarterback. So you're definitely going to see a lot of him. It just, on the depth chart, just doesn't have him as a starter. The defense didn't play too good last year. They were giving up more points. They were giving up more yards in the passing game, in the running game. Hopefully they can be better. From a running game standpoint, they should be really good. They still got the horses up front. You still got your linebackers. You still got your front four. They should be better up front. The back end was always the issue just because it's been pretty much a revolving door of guys who have been crap or guys who, and I'm thinking about Josh Norman just letting him go, essentially. On to the schedule. As I talked about, the first game is this Sunday. They head to San Fran to play the 49ers. So that's going to be the first game. It's going to be at 4:25. I'm not going to give times because it's going to take a little while. Second game is going to be between they've been playing the Bills in Carolina. Third game is going to be the Saints in Carolina, which the Saints always play the Panthers tough. Fourth game is going to be at Gillette Stadium. This is going to be a tough one. Probably the toughest game of the season because the Patriots don't lose at home. This is going to be a really tough game. The fifth game is going to be between the Lions in Detroit. Sixth game, I believe that's it looks like a Monday night game. Is it a Monday night game? I had 10-12. No, it's a Thursday night game. So the sixth game of the season is a Thursday night game against the Eagles in Carolina. Seventh games, that's the game at Chicago Stadium. Eighth game's gonna be it's gonna be against the Buccaneers at their home. 9th against the Falcons in Carolina, 10th against the Dolphins in Carolina, 11th week is a bye, 12th week at the Jets, 13th at Saints, 14th Vikings come to Carolina, 15th the Packers come to Carolina, 16th the Buccaneers come to Carolina, 17th is the Panthers go to the Falcons. So looking at the games, let's get obviously anything happens any given Sunday. The games I see that are tough, the Patriots game, I think the Saints games are tough just because any division games you can say are tough because the division has been improving. The Saints can put up a lot of points on people. People forgetting that. The Buccaneers team has improved. Jameis Winston is getting the weapons. The defense for them has improved, so they're going to be a tough out. They almost made the playoffs last year, so they're going to be a tough team to play. But looking at it, the Patriots, the Lions could be a tough one because Matthew Stafford does so much, and he really had a good season last year. That Lions team, he carried them. The Eagles could possibly be a tough one, depending on how Carson Wentz plays. I mentioned the Bucks, of course. The Falcons, as I mentioned earlier. Dolphins, that front four played really good. We don't know how the offense is gonna play. Jay Cutler, is he gonna be the starter at that point? The Vikings, defensively they're good. Offensively they are not. Poor job of protecting the quarterback. But defensively alone, special teams. Although special teams did take a hit, but defensively they're still going to be really good. And it's just going to be offensive. You saw that they really fell apart in the end of the season. Big reason why they didn't win that division, why they didn't make the playoffs. The Packers, of course, are always a tough out. So outside of division games, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of those games are going to be just on paper, looking at it before the season starts. At least 5 of those games outside of division games are going to be really tough. Patriots one's going to be toughest game of the season. That's coming week 4, just because you got to play the Patriots. 1, 2, you got to play them in their stadium. That's really tough. But I think that does it. Like I said, I'm gonna probably Wednesday I'll be doing the picks, and my picks for the week was the Thursday, Sunday, Monday night games. I may try to keep up with it. I'm gonna do reviews, recaps of the Panthers games. Not gonna do any of the other teams. Well, as you well know that, it's really tough to be able to, to have to keep up with all those teams, and do one for each game. That's really tough. So I'm just gonna do the Panthers. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Do the picks. Of course, if any trades happen, because there are rumors that there are some moves that they're gonna make, possibly to field, because there are some roster holes, practice squad. Of course, you got some guys. Cornell is one of the guys who's on injured reserve, so we'll have to see what they do in terms of roster moves. I believe they made it a trade today to bring in another corner. Let me see his name. Here he is, Kevin Seymour from the Bills. They brought him in. That was a roster move to kind of fill that spot for Cornell. So apparently they've already done that. But like this video. Let me know what you think about the Panthers off season. Oh, I didn't give a prediction on record. I'm gonna predict 10-6 or 9-7. So it's pretty much a game difference. So I'm leaning towards 10-6. So, but let me know what you think down in the comment section. What do you think the Panthers records? Like I said, it's really leaning 10-6. Could possibly 9-7. I could go either or. Like I said, it's just a game. But let me know what you think. That record's gonna be, roster change. What their roster changes. What you think about their roster changes, and are you excited for the NFL season? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.